Good morning all, and a very warm welcome to the second week's instalment of this week's UAK Keeping in Touch. My name's Mr. Romaniuk, and I want to start by saying a massive thank you to each and every one of you for remaining positive in what can only be described as very challenging times. We've all seen and heard some of the horror stories that have affected humankind and the traumas families and individuals have had to endure. But amidst of all this happening, there has also been a number of remarkable, heart-tugging stories that have touched our hearts, involving some very special people. Let's take a moment to remind ourselves who they are. The NHS key workers, the doctors, the nurses, the porters, all of whom have looked after our sick and needed. Our home care workers, who have looked after our elderly generation in the most difficult of circumstances. Our frontline drivers, who drive our taxis, our buses, our trains, just to keep the country moving. Our frontline shop assistants, who keep us fed on a daily basis. Our teachers, kitchen staff, who support the pupils of key workers. And you, our students, who make our jobs worthwhile and keep us going with the fabulous piece of work that you produce. All of us, in one way or another, have made huge sacrifices and work extremely hard. It seems such a long time since we last saw each other. It's nearly been 7 weeks. But the message I want to give to you all today is to make a sacrifice, is to work hard and to engage. All of which, if done properly, will make it easy for you when we all return to school. In fact, we should all take a leaf out of one man's book, who has single-handedly led the nation's get up and go attitude, and in doing so, with a small idea, won over all our hearts. The one and only Captain Thomas Moore, or more affectionately known as Captain Tom. So what did he do? He decided to go for a walk, in the hope of raising £1,000 for the NHS. And just by engaging and working hard, has probably made him one of the most famous people in the world today, with a #1 record and £32 million raised for NHS. But what struck me the most about his achievement is that he's not from the United States, or from Germany, or from China. Where's he from? Right on our doorstep, Keighley. I was just listening to an interview that he was giving BBC News the other day, and he was asked to give some advice to the younger generation. All he said was to work hard, to be kind to each other, and to make a sacrifice. His sacrifice was to endure a world war, and he worked hard all of his life, never taking one single holiday in 20 years, just so that he could make a better life for himself and for his family. Now, I'm not asking you to never take a holiday in 20 years, but what I am asking each and every one of you is to make a small sacrifice, is to work hard, and more importantly, to engage. So when it comes to 8 AM in the morning, get your backsides out of bed, make yourselves a breakfast, check your emails, check your Google Classroom, do some schoolwork for at least 2 or 3 hours every day, each day of the week. Is that too much of a sacrifice to make? I don't think so. And just think, when you get back to school, you'll be all well ahead of the game. By engaging and getting involved, not only gives you the satisfaction that you've achieved something, but it makes you feel very positive about yourself. So it's important to give yourself a reward at the end of the day, just to say, yeah, I've achieved something today, I've done well. In fact, there's lots of things that are, as a parent, I'm responsible in doing, and that I have to deal with. And my 2 boys, who are in years 8 and 9, are no different to any of you. One of the hardest things in this lockdown period is to stop them from becoming bored. I'm sure you've all been there. So do something positive and do something healthy. Make a small sacrifice. Get off that Xbox, get off that PS4, get off all your devices. Put your trainers on and get outside. Wherever you can, wherever possible, play sport. No excuses. I've no garden. Where can I go? Everything's closed. As some of the things my boys say, I say no, it's just an excuse so they can spend an extra hour on the devices. And my boys, believe you me, are sports fanatics. We try go for family walks. Mike, the eldest son, football fanatic. He does keepy ups in the back garden. His record to date is 505. Christopher, the youngest, is represented and trains for Yorkshire for tennis. I've got no court to play. Well, get outside, get your tennis racket, do some volleys against the wall, keep up with your skills. It's simple, it's effective, and it's easy. And I insist that my family do that every single day. If you're not doing something similar, try it now. You'll be amazed how much better you will feel, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. So no excuses, make that small sacrifice. I just want to finish off on a really positive note, and I want to applaud the ones of you who have made those small sacrifices, who have worked hard, and who have engaged. As the Director of Faculty, it's my pleasure each week to judge the Star of the Week for the faculty and choose the best piece of work produced by you. And the standard so far has been absolutely brilliant. So massive well done to those students, and keep the work coming in. It really does make my week. Just to finish off, Romaniuk's thought for the week. Remember that schools are not closed. School buildings are closed. Students, teachers, support assistants are all working extremely hard, but only differently. Small sacrifices, work hard, engaged. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe, and thanks for watching.